Hi, welcome to Learn English and Practice with Marie. Today we're going to do Advanced Vocabulary Builder, lesson number 64. We'll go through 10 advanced words and talk about their definitions, parts of speech, and a couple of example sentences. We'll finish with a story and a short review of all the words. This is a series, so if you like this video, please subscribe for more. Let's get going. First, listen to me read the words. Rebuke, Boisterous, Limpid, Surfeit, Ascetic, Mundane, Terse, Torrid, Reconcile, Deft. First, rebuke. This means to express sharp disapproval or criticism of someone because of their behavior or actions, as a verb, or it can mean an expression of sharp disapproval or criticism, as a noun. So an example of this would be if you are on an airplane or on any form of public transport and there's a child who's listening to music or watching movies on a device out loud, a passenger might rebuke the parents of that child for being disruptive to all of the passengers. So someone going up to the parent and saying, "Wow, you shouldn't let your child make all that noise." That would be a rebuke because it's a criticism of the actions and behavior. Examples are, she received a stern rebuke from her teacher for disrupting the class with her constant chatter. Despite his mistake, the team leader chose to offer guidance rather than issue a rebuke. Boisterous. This means when relating to a person, event, or behavior, noisy, energetic, and cheerful as an adjective, rowdy as an adjective, and when relating to the wind, weather, or water, wild or stormy, also as an adjective. So this idea of boisterous is loud, energetic, and has some movement and excitement associated with it. So I've heard of people's laughs being described as boisterous. So if you have a loud and very animated laugh, it could be described as a boisterous laugh. Examples are, the boisterous crowd at the concert cheered loudly, creating an electrifying atmosphere. The family's boisterous celebrations echoed through the house during the festive season. Limpid. This means when referring to a liquid free of anything that darkens, completely clear. And when it refers to a person's eyes, unclouded, clear. And when referring to writing or music, clear and accessible or melodious. In all of those cases, this word is an adjective. So this idea of being limpid has to do a lot with clarity. And when specifically referring to writing or music, also not just literal clarity where you can see through something, but clarity in meaning and easy to understand. Examples we have are, the limpid waters of the lake reflected the vibrant colors of the surrounding landscape. The artist's limpid portrayal of emotions in the painting moved the viewers profoundly. Surfeit. This means an excessive amount of something, as a noun, or it can mean to cause someone to desire no more of something as a result of having consumed or done it to excess, as a verb. So this idea of surfeit has to do with an excessive amount of something. So this idea of surfeit really means too much. I, for example, have a surfeit of black beans in my pantry because I ordered several cases of them and I eat them sometimes, but not all the time. I just thought, hey, they're healthy, they're good for me, I should probably have some. But now I have a surfeit. I have too much, and I've eaten too many black beans. I'm kind of sick of them. Examples of sentences are, after the grand feast, there was a surfeit of food left uneaten. His surfeit of possessions led him to declutter and simplify his life. Ascetic. This means characterized by or suggesting the practice of severe self-discipline and abstention from all forms of indulgence, as an adjective, or it can refer to a person who practices severe self-discipline and abstention, as a noun. So this idea of ascetic has some sort of spirituality connotations because it is a set of practices and teaching. But more generally speaking, this idea of ascetic is that there's the individual's disciplined. They follow order, they follow structure, and they're disciplining themselves. They're making choices for themselves that align with some sort of rigid morality or practices. So you can use this word in the context of the practice of fasting, for example. Someone who fasts potentially for religious reasons and does not eat would be practicing an ascetic practice where they're using self-discipline and abstention to avoid the consumption of food or potentially drink. Examples are the ascetic monk lived a simple life devoid of material possessions. The ascetic philosopher preached the virtues of self-discipline and renunciation. Mundane. This means lacking interest or excitement, dull as an adjective, of this earthly world rather than a heavenly or spiritual one as an adjective. So something mundane can be referred to as boring. It's not exciting. I know day-to-day life can sometimes be mundane if you do the exact same thing over and over. Typically, you need some variety in your life to avoid having that feeling of everything being mundane. Examples are his mundane routine consisted of waking up, commuting to work, and returning home each day. The office job felt mundane, lacking the excitement she craved in her career. Terse. This means sparing in use of words as an adjective, abrupt as an adjective. So someone who's very direct, very blunt, and says something that maybe sounds a little harsh, but says it directly and without too much softening language could be described as terse. All right, this idea of terse kind of implies a almost slightly angry tone. Examples we have are his terse response conveyed more frustration than he intended. She preferred communicating in a terse manner, getting straight to the point. Torrid. This means very hot and dry as an adjective, or it can also mean full of passionate or highly charged emotions arising from sexual love as an adjective. So this idea of torrid has those two kind of separate meanings. It can be referring to the desert, a very hot and dry climate, weather-wise, or it can have this sort of tie to romance and passion. Examples are, the torrid weather made it unbearable to stay outdoors for long. The couple had a torrid affair. Reconcile. This means to restore friendly relations between, as a verb, cause to coexist in harmony, make or show to be compatible, also as a verb, and to make one account consistent with another, as a verb. So this idea of reconcile has to do with restoring a relationship that's off balance or to bring about some sort of harmony. In the case of accounting or bookkeeping, to reconcile accounts means to figure out how the numbers behind one account match up to the numbers behind another account, and to make sure that they match up and there are no discrepancies. Examples are, after years of estrangement, they finally found a way to reconcile their differences. The mediator helped them reconcile their conflicting viewpoints and reach a compromise. Deft. This means neatly skillful and quick in one's movements as an adjective, demonstrating skill or cleverness as an adjective. So this idea of being deft means being really good at something, being fantastic or skillful or clever at something. And we all have something that we're deft at. We all have something we're amazing at. I would consider myself deft at writing. I'm pretty good at writing. I love it. It's really exciting to put words on paper, or nowadays more, put words on the computer and create something that wasn't there before. So in the comments, go ahead and tell me what you're deft at. I'd love to hear it, and Just tell me what you're really, really good at. Examples are the chef's deft knife skills allowed him to slice the vegetables with precision. His deft maneuvering in the negotiations secured a favorable deal for the company. So let's read a story for some extra practice. Amidst the torrid afternoon, the high school classroom buzzed with a fervor during the debate on climate change. Mr. Thompson's rebuke silenced the boisterous discussions, emphasizing the importance of respectful discourse. Amid the tension, Sarah presented a terse yet compelling argument, her words cutting through the clamor. Her presentation was a limpid explanation of the dire effects of climate change, drawing attention to the surfeit of challenges the world faced. Despite the seemingly mundane topic, emotions ran high as students passionately discussed the impending environmental crisis. Thomas, known for his ascetic views on consumption, proposed solutions that resonated with many. With deft expertise, he highlighted the urgency of action and the need for a simpler, less wasteful lifestyle. As the debate continued, the classroom atmosphere became charged with impassioned voices and a torrid exchange of ideas. However, amidst the fervor, Rachel sought to reconcile conflicting opinions, urging the class to find common ground for the greater good. In a surprising turn, the once boisterous debate evolved into a thoughtful dialogue. The students, guided by Thomas's ascetic principles and Rachel's deft meditation, found ways to address the issue of climate change without discord. The limpid clarity of their arguments and their determination to reconcile disparate viewpoints left a lasting impact, showcasing the potential for collective action in combating the planet's challenges. So let's go through these words one more time with a brief recap of some of the definitions. Rebuke has to do with expressing sharp disapproval or criticism. Boisterous has to do with being noisy, energetic, cheerful, or in the case of weather, wild or stormy. Limpid has to do with this idea of clarity in both the literal sense, like visually you can see through something, or clarity in terms of being accessible. Surfeit has to do with this idea of excess, so an excessive amount of something, or to cause someone to desire no more of something because they've consumed it in excess. Ascetic is characterized by suggesting the practice of severe self-discipline and abstention. Mundane is this lack of interest or excitement. Terse is sparing in the use of words, abrupt. Torrid can either refer to very hot and dry, or it can refer to this romantic passion and highly charged emotions. Reconcile means to restore friendly relations or to make various accounts consistent with one another. Deft means very skillful in one's movements or demonstrating skill and cleverness. Great job today. There are other videos like this on this channel, and there will be more. I'll put playlists and videos right down here. Please feel free to ask questions in the comments below, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks so much. Bye.